Okay, here it is. My bucket list item that I get to check off. I'm doing a dog sled ride here at Seafees, I believe it is. Iditarod. Ed's gonna take you inside and show you what this family has done.
We're inside, so Nancy's up there in line. We got to fill out some paperwork or some waivers and things like that. Nancy's in line doing that, and I'm just looking at the pictures on the wall. So if you look here, you can see all their championships: 2011, 2006, 1988. They got a whole wall of different championship dogs, dog teams, and it's really interested looking at it. So I'm taking some time to do that and get ready. We're probably about 20 minutes before our tour starts, so we got here plenty early so we could look around first.
I know Ed was showing you inside, but I counted up, and this family, this dog kennel, which is all family, has won the Iditarod 16 different times. It's pretty good. I found out there are 8 people to one of these sleds. Now, my real dream would have been to have been in one of those sleds.
Actually, in the snow would have been
Well,
a real dream, but
yeah,
snow that wasn't cold.
Right, see? I would like it on snow, but I would like it like in the upper 60s would be fine, but that's not going to happen.
She doesn't ask for much.
No. So that's not going to happen, but what I am going to have is a sled that holds, it's more like a cart, and it holds 8 people.
So we chose this kennel because it's well known, and
Success of
the teams that they've had. So it's trade-off. So
right.
There's a lot of people here because they're very successful, and
right.
people want to see their kennels. And there's 2 cruise ships in town today.
Right.
Although we are outside of town, maybe 8 miles, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
So anyway, so there's going to be a little bit more people here than we would have liked, but I think the experience is going to be really good. We're expecting it to be pretty
amazing.
Cool. So
yeah.
This is really Nancy's dream. I'm tagging along with her. I'm going to enjoy it too, but this is something she really wanted to do. So just a second, we'll be going back there. Our main sled dog is back guarding our sled.
Yeah.
It was really funny I can see him over there in the parking lot. He's in the window looking back at us.
You can wave at him.
So, the van is temperature controlled.
He's sitting in the shade.
We have fans in there, and we're pulled underneath the trees. So, all right, in just a minute, we'll be heading back.
25, there was a diphtheria outbreak up here in Nome, Alaska, and Seward, way down here, was the only place that had the serum. So a whole bunch of dog mushers got together, and they did a little doggy relay race all the way up there to Nome. If you guys have ever heard of a dog named Balto, that story is partially true. Most people know of Balto as the dog that went all the way from Seward to Nome in lead and delivered the serum. He did go into Nome in lead and delivered the serum, but he didn't go the full distance. He only went about 20 miles. So we didn't do the full thing. It was him and a dog named Fox. Those were the 2 lead dogs. When they came in, they took a picture of Fox first, but Fox looked like a fox, and they didn't want everyone to think that an actual fox had led the serum all the way into Nome. So they chose Balto. There was a dog named Togo that did about 350 to 400 of those miles, and then a whole bunch of other dog teams helped out here and there as well. And then 50 years ago this year, they decided to make it an annual race. So your ceremonial starting point is right here in Anchorage, Alaska. That's the biggest city in Alaska. It's about 1/3 of our population. You hop on a sled, you muster about a mile and a half. You got all your family on, you're waving hi to the cameras. It's just for looks. Then you hop off your sled, head on up here to the Willow Wasilla area, and that's where your real race is gonna start. So it's 1,049 miles all the way up there to Nome. There's 2 trails, your northern and your southern route. You're gonna flip-flop them every other year. If one doesn't have enough snow, then you'll just go ahead and use the other one. Occasionally your starting point down here won't have enough snow. If that's the case, then you're gonna go ahead and take your dogs all the way up here to Fairbanks and go along the northern route.
And how was the puppy?
Oh my word.
How was the puppy
Those
experience?
puppies are so cute. The one liked my earring. So anyway, I asked if I could take one home, and he said, if you think you can run to the parking lot with the dog without me catching you, you can take it home. But
The
I've got like 50 years on him.
they're chewing on
Everything.
on everything, your earrings,
Yeah,
your
brims of your
backpacks.
hat, your hair.
It's pretty fun watching them, and they are not starving for attention. That's
No,
for sure.
they're not. Oh, look at you. Hi. Hi.
Oh, he's bringing them out by the tooth.
Aren't you cute? Are you sleepy? This little guy's 4 weeks old. Isn't he cute? He's going to sleep.
Get a picture.
Aren't you sweet?
Look at Barbara.
Do you see? Okay, I'm gonna pass him on. Do you want to hold him?
They're just taking turns holding the puppies, handing out a lot of anecdotal information. And Nancy's had a great time holding the puppies.
Yes. Herky is going to hate me when I get back in the van, but I'm enjoying it while I can. There's no dogs attached, but this is my real dream, is to be in one of these.
Okay, here's the new setup, and we're gonna trade in our camper and our Astrovan and everything. We're getting some dogs, and Nancy's gonna ride in the Iditarod next time.
Or not.
All right.
Hey, what do you think of my new shoes? Look, and I think I'm taller with them on too. And they're, you know, they're not that heavy. I thought they would be heavy, but they're not. Are they cute?
So he'll be running on the Iditarod this year for sure. He's one of the best leaders in this entire shoot. So he's gonna run and lead for us. Grunch, come on.
So we've caused a bunch of chaos here because the dogs are super excited to get to run here. So the more the dogs they hook up, everybody's like yelling, pick me, pick me. So it's going to be interesting. I've never done anything like this before, and Nancy is super excited.
All right, let's go. So you pair them specially with other dogs so that they kind of calms them down.
Okay.
And then you'll want two good leaders. So our front two dogs, and then right behind them on the right, that orange dog, those are our 3 A-team dogs. So they all know how to run every position, but I always stick them up in lead. So right now we got the 2 best lead dogs in our shoe and 2 of the 5 best lead dogs in the entire dog lot running for us.
So there's a chipmunk in the
They're
way,
going
and
into the, they just want to go pee. They're not chasing the squirrel,
Oh.
but Macy's chasing the squirrel. So you saw Macy turn in there, that's what she was eyeballing. But
there you go.
yeah, they're just marking their territory. But yeah, it's hot, so we're gonna stop a couple times, so I'm kind of let them cool down a little bit. If Macy lays down, then I'll bring her back over here.
Oh my word, this is so amazing. I'm in the back, but that's okay because it's raised higher, so I can see over it and I can see the dogs really well.
That Macy
So
got hit
fun.
by one time. It was her. Ran over 1,000 miles faster than any other dogs have to this day. Right below here are kind of some distance comparisons. So you can see just how far Anchorage to Nome is. And then over here we do have some puppy name suggestions. So if you guys want to write down your favorite puppy names, write down your email address and then slip it on in this slot. We'll email you if we pick your name. Other than that, Sadie is coming up with some videos that we took of you guys out there on the ride. So if you have an iPhone, we can airdrop it to you. Otherwise, we can get it to you. And other than that, if you guys...
I had to charge my phone. They just airdropped the videos of us. And so I'm sending it to the kids so they can see us on our ride. Ed got to stand behind. And at one point, Maisie, our driver's personal dog, got tired. So she rode in back with me and the other two ladies. Such a sweet dog, but Herky is not happy. He is sniffing every
the other
part
dogs.
of me. Yes, it's okay, Herky.
It's been fun. I
still
can
love
tell you that riding on the back of that sled is pretty precarious. I was holding on.
How'd you do around that one corner? I almost slid off the seat.
You'll see on the video. I had to use both hands.
Yeah. So much fun. Oh my word. I can only imagine if there was snow. Now I have to do it with snow.
We had a good time. I'm glad we did this. It was a lot of fun. So hope you enjoyed going along with us.
Okay, there's just one more thing we have to do here before we can hit the road.
What you don't know is we've been here for 4 days, but we haven't taken you out here yet. So
no.
We're at the Kenai Fords and we're at Exit Glacier.
Right.
So we just got to think, it's like, man, we got to take everybody out there with us before we leave here.
Oops.
So alrighty, the mountains are beautiful this morning.
Yes.
The fog is lifting and you can just see the top of the peaks. So we're gonna get up here. We're gonna hike this back to the Exit Glacier. We're not gonna go all the way to the glacier, but we're gonna go to
We're gonna do the easy part.
We're gonna do the easy ones. So all right, let's get on up there and find a place to park and get going.
This is the one I thought we were doing, but Ed has informed me that this is the one that he wants to do. So, as always, I'm gonna let Ed have his way.
All right, so as you can see, most of the easy trail is accessible to just about anybody. They have pavement and
Yeah, so even like a wheelchair.
yeah, so we're gonna take that. One of the things that you can go all the way up to the top, which is 8 hours up to the ice field. 8 hours round trip. We're not going to do that. One thing is we need to get going down the road too, and secondly, it just wouldn't be enjoyable for us. So one of the things it's
something that they do on this path that I think is neat, and even our drive in, they've showed like where the glacier was. So we're coming up on the marker where it shows where it was in 1917. The glacier had come back to this. So they have that marked all throughout the road. Even coming in, it showed like in the 1800s. So
you might ask, how did they know that the glacier was at these points? So according to what I seen at the visitor center in town was that in the late 1800s, they were trying to, the U.S. Geological Survey came through this area, just basically searching for precious metal. And they did a lot of photographic surveys of the area. And so they've got photographs going back into the 1800s of this area.
Of this glacier.
So what they do is they compare the photographs back then that they have to what they have now, and they look for landmarks, and they can tell pretty much where it used to be, even though back in the day they didn't have GPS mapping or anything like that. So
I'm scouting for bears, in case you're wondering.
we have our bear spray.
We do, and I have my bear bell.
So we're good. I doubt we're going to see any bears. There's so many people walking this trail. So all right, let's continue on. Not quite sure you can see it here. We've kind of
right behind Ed's head.
Yeah, you can see the glacier. It's actually pretty close, but we're trying to dodge some trees here for the camera.
You can hear the rushing water below though. And on top of the glacier, they talk about the ice field.
Yeah,
and all you see is 2% of it.
So this ice field actually feeds 40 glaciers, I think.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take you back up here to the sign here.
Because it's a lot of information to remember.
Yep, I'm gonna take you up there to the sign and let you, and I'll tell you all about it.
But first take a look at this glacier behind.
So right here, they're showing the Harding ice field, and they're saying that, you know, 10,000 years ago, much of Alaska was covered by this ice field. And the Harding ice field today feeds 40 glaciers. So this is just one of 40 different valleys or glaciers that come down. So the ice field receives about 70 feet of snow a year, and then the ice just keeps compacting and pushing down into the glacier. And you know, that's what we can see. And then of course the weight of the ice and everything just erodes the rock below and everything. So yeah, it's a good vantage point and a good place to look and see how the glacier is.
Okay, Ed's talked me into going up to...
Oh, it says Harding Ice Field Trail that way. There's 8 miles.
No,
Do you want to take that one?
No.
No.
You give him an inch, he takes a mile.
So we look here. Okay, so we got the washout plain and the glacier overlook. The glacier overlook's only half a mile. We can do that one.
Oh my
All right,
word.
here we go. Look here, 1961, the year I was born, and this is where the glacier was at that year. So the terrain has changed a little bit.
Yeah. You think? We've gone from a paved path to rocks that I could trip on. So I have to look down.
She has to pay attention to what she's doing.
And still scan for bears at the same time.
Hey, it's still
so
a
if you
good...
hear I have broken something, don't be surprised.
It's still a good trail. It's easy to walk. I don't think it's wheelchair accessible at this point, but
it is leg breakable.
Anyway, all right, so we've got about a half mile to go, and we're going to be up to the point where I want to be, and we'll let you know when we get there. Okay, I have no idea where we're at on this trail as far as distance, how much farther we got to go, but man, the views are amazing.
It's a little cooler up here too, and just as we peaked here, the mosquitoes seem to have stopped.
Yeah, we were fighting mosquitoes down there in the forest, but oh wow. All right, we're gonna take a little breather here. They have a bench here for us. We're gonna take a little breather and then we're gonna continue on.
Okay, here it is. I did it.
I am so proud of ourselves.
There's another path that gets you even closer, but I'm gonna stay here and wait for Ed because I'm sure he's got to go do that.
We got some encouragement from some folks along the way. So
some young girls were behind us, cheering us on, dragging us. She said she'd give me a piggyback ride.
So here is the spot where the glacier was in 2005. You can see it's just right up there now. It's nice and cool here, so
yeah,
we're gonna chill out here for a little bit, take some pictures, and then start our trek back. So here we go.
You would think that water would be clear, but it's really muddy as it comes down off that hill. But on down further, it's very clear. I don't know. So here's the plan. We are going to end this video right here because when we get to the bottom, I'm not going to be able to breathe, let alone talk.
We have had a great time in Seward. So.
We've met some fun girls up here on top of this hill.
We've been here for 4 days now, and when we get back to the van, we got the camper already there. We don't know rightly where we're going next.
We think Whittier.
We think we're headed to Whittier.
But who knows?
We don't know.
I thought I was only going to go a half mile up this trail, and look at me now.
So stay tuned for next week. Hey, we just want to say thank you to everybody that watches our videos.
Yes.
Leave us a comment and let us know you're out there because it really encourages us to keep going. So
yeah.
Appreciate it. All right, let's hike out of here and we'll see if we make it.
Bye now.